Welcome to the first installment of Weekday Update. I'm your host, Carlin Kaufman, and here are today's top stories. A gender reveal party in California has resulted in a new wildfire that has burned almost 10,000 acres of land after a device used to create smoke sparked a fire. But like they say, boys will be boys. A recent study shows that smartphones' new advanced technology has given it the ability to tell when its user is walking around while under the influence of alcohol. This new technology is currently being referred to as the cracked iPhone screen. Australian rangers recently trapped a 770-pound crocodile near an outback tourist spot. That tourist spot, Jurassic Park. A new TikTok trend called the Benadryl Challenge has cost several young people their lives. What people are doing is taking enough Benadryl to experience a hallucinogenic trip. It seems reckless, but I personally don't mind because I used to have to eat way too many Tide Pods just to get a decent buzz. Mealworms are currently being studied as a potential healthy and sustainable source of food, which seems obvious to me considering they are called mealworms. But I, for one, am excited to hear this news due to McDonald's newest menu item, the Mealworm McFlurry. Now, yesterday marked Labor Day. This day commemorates the progress the American workers made, primarily due to union members during the 1880s, who fought for many of the rights we see today, such as the 8-hour workday and the abolition of child labor. For many of us, this day also commemorates staying home from work on a Monday. And for those of us who lost our jobs due to the coronavirus, it commemorates staying home and looking for work again on whatever day it is now. A judge recently ruled that the University of California can no longer use SAT and ACT scores for admissions. In lieu of this, California is going to base entrance on reciting lyrics to Red Hot Chili Peppers songs. Mississippi's new flag design is set to appear on the November ballot after the Confederate emblem has been removed. The new designs that they're voting on, a tin of Skol or a tin of Copenhagen. China quietly landed its ultra-secret spacecraft the other day. Now, I'm guessing it wasn't too quiet on account of it being a spacecraft. And I also feel like ultra-secret may be a stretch, considering that I fact-checked this headline across CNN, Fox, NBC, Daily Mail, Forbes, etc. 27 people in Oslo, Sweden are sick with carbon monoxide poisoning after attending a rave in a bunker. The underground venue used diesel generators to power the sound and lights, causing attendees to breathe large amounts of carbon monoxide. They wouldn't have fallen victim to the carbon monoxide poisoning, but they were slow to react due to the fact that they had also inhaled a lot of nitrous oxide. In Xinjiang, China, citizens are currently on lockdown and are being subjected to forced medication. Meanwhile, here in America, we're also on lockdown, but we're self-medicating. A wrestling champion in Iran received a double death sentence for peacefully protesting the Iranian regime. Viewers can watch this sentence be served live this Saturday in WWE SuperSlam. Scientists issued a dire warning that the ice sheets are melting on pace with the worst-case scenario projections, which is shocking and unexpected given all the things that we have not done to prevent it. Elon Musk recently said that the planned city on Mars will be glorious, but colonizers might die, which doesn't seem like a threat to most people this day and age. During these trying times, it seems like an overwhelming majority of people would rather die on Mars than live on Earth. Elon Musk has also been working on a computer chip that connects directly to the brain. So now he has Tesla, SpaceX, and his newest ambition, writing the next season of Black Mirror. Amazon was recently cleared to begin delivering packages by drone. Meanwhile, due to budget cuts, the USPS is set to start sending mail via carrier pigeon. Walmart is set to kick off a delivery service to compete with Amazon Prime, where users pay a membership fee to receive free shipping throughout the year. So if you've ever needed to get something from Walmart without putting on your good sweatpants, now is your chance. The U.S. manufacturing industry has rebounded to its highest activity in nearly 2 years. And with the upcoming election and all the campaign ads, the fact-checking industry is also at an all-time high. Don't fact-check that. Joe Biden's campaign team has brought his official campaign signs to the hit video game Animal Crossing. It's a bold but wise strategy in helping him gather the votes of children who are way too young to vote. An outspoken lawyer in India was given a 1 rupee fine for his tweets on Twitter. That equates to roughly 1.4 cents in United States money, or also roughly the balance of Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate's entire campaign budget. Joe Biden has shattered the political fundraising record by raising over $360 million in the month of August. When he saw how much he raised, he asked his staffers, "What the hell is this for?" Coronavirus cases are now at 6 million in the United States. The country with the next highest amount is India, who is currently at 4.2 million, which just goes to show America really is number one. Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney apologized after being photographed indoors dining in Chesapeake Bay, Maryland, while the restaurants in his own city remained closed due to COVID. Although absurd to travel hundreds of miles across state lines for one meal, he did defend himself by saying, "My wife cooks like shit." Trump has spent the week floating an unfounded conspiracy theory that there was a plane full of thugs flown into the recent protests. This claim comes after he watched the music video for Britney Spears' hit song, Toxic. Donald Trump also recently suggested at a rally that his supporters should vote via mail and also try to cast a second ballot in person. Now, for somebody who decries mail-in ballots due to potential fraud, he seems to have a lot of ideas on how to get his supporters to try fraud out. That's a lot like if I told people the damage alcohol does to your liver while simultaneously pouring Kahlua into my morning cereal. And now with election season heating up and the weather cooling off, Donald Trump's approval ratings are now right in line with the Midwestern night air, in the low 40s. In her new book, Sarah Huckabee Sanders claims that Kim Jong-un winked at her, and Donald Trump suggested that she should, and I quote, "take one for the team." Now, if Kim Jong-un winked at Sarah Huckabee Sanders, it confirms something I've always suspected. Kim Jong-un must be a big fan of Pablo Picasso. More likely than that, though, did anybody consider that maybe he wasn't winking, but he was wincing at the sight of her? I mean, I try not to be mean, but she looks like the germ from the Mucinex commercials. She seems much less like the press secretary to the president and more like the person who rings the bells at the Notre Dame Cathedral. A recent study shows that rates of depression have tripled since the beginning of the coronavirus. No punchline, I'm one of the depressed people. The top doctor in Canada has recommended that people wear masks during sex, to which BDSM fans everywhere replied, "Okay." Hamas and Israel announced that they were going to cease fire along the Gaza Strip due to coronavirus concerns. So, just to reiterate, to be clear, this means they're going to stop shooting and blowing each other up because they don't want to get each other sick. A coronavirus cluster has been linked to a frat party in New Hampshire. Local doctors say, although unfortunate, it is a major step forward because it's the first time that a frat party there has led to the spread of a disease they actually have a name for. The Navy sank one of its former cargo ships as part of a scaled-back naval exercise. So, if you ever wonder where the government is spending all of your tax dollars, the answer is literally at the bottom of the ocean. Speaking of sinking ships, 5 boats capsized during an on-the-water parade for Donald Trump after the wake from large yachts caused smaller boats to overturn. After the incident, victims say they didn't mind because as Trump supporters, they have been riding a sinking ship now for 4 years. Coincidentally, reckless, rich yacht owners literally sinking the middle class is also the greatest metaphor for the conservative platform I've ever heard. If there's a better one, I'd love to hear it. In other news relating to the ocean, an orca whale named Tahlequah who mourned her dead calf for 17 days after having a miscarriage, recently gave birth, making her a new mother again. Meanwhile, in America, we're on year 4 of mourning the miscarriage of justice that we wake up to every day. And finally, the Trump administration is looking to try a herd immunity strategy for dealing with the coronavirus. The idea was first proposed by Trump's newest advisor, the coronavirus. Anyway, for Weekday Update, I'm Carlin Kaufman, signing off until next time. Stay tuned.